Right, we're going to use these nettles here to make some nettle soup, so let's jump into the video. So, yet again, I was a muppet and forgot to put the microphone on, but we'll get into it. So we're going to need, for this, we're going to need one medium onion, which is going to be chopped, and 2 cloves of garlic, 1 potato, 2 litres of vegetable or chicken stock, 70 grams of unsalted butter, 300 grams of nettles, which is about a carrier bag full, 6 heaped tablespoons of creme fraiche, plenty of salt and pepper, and if you feel like it, you can chuck in 1 small bunch of chives, chopped up mainly for garnish. So I'm going to go through this. First of all, obviously with your gloves on, you want to wash the nettles. At the moment in the video, I'm just quickly blending up the garlic and the onion just so it's ready for me to just chuck in. I've got this new little hand blender from Lidl's or Lidl's, however you want to say it. It was about £14. And it's actually a brilliant piece of kit. There we go, it's all turned it into like a puree, which is perfect. It's going to sweat off nicely. So, and here we go, is the unsalted butter, and you want to cut that, and it's only about 70 grams. You've got to make sure it's unsalted as well, because you're going to be seasoning the soup yourself. So, there we go. We've got our 1 large potato. It's got a peel. Make sure it's all peeled up, and make sure you don't just throw the peels in the bin. You compost as well. Make your own compost. It's all about reusing what you've got. So any fruit and veg and that you chuck in the compost. Don't chuck meat in there, otherwise you'll end up getting maggots. Meat you can feed to your animals. I wouldn't recommend feeding bones because they might choke on them. Well, not little bones anyway, large bones fine. So we'll peel this potato. I'm going to chop it up into cubes. These are a bit larger than what I wanted, so I'm going to chop them up a bit more later. So yeah, here we go with the nettles. We're going to prepare the nettles. See, I've pulled them from the roots because we can use all the parts of the nettle. The bit we want for the soup is going to be the leaves. The stems we're going to use for another video of how to make stinging nettle cordage or string, rope, whatever you want to call it. And the roots itself can be used as natural kindling as long as you dry it all out, and the smoke from the nettles will help keep the bugs away a little bit as well. So see, I'm just going to break it where the hard bit stops there, give it a little twist, and then I'm going to cut the root off and put that to the side ready for using for kindling. If you, there we go, see, there we go, put it there to the side in a little bag, and if you have a look at the end of this stinging nettle, you can see all the little fibres, and we're going to dry them out and separate them and make them into cordage. So we're going to get on, we've washed the nettles. can lay them on a bag, and now we're going to process them. We're going to slide our hands down the plant and separate the leaves from the stalks. Now in the recipe here it says discard the stalks, but like I said, we're going to use it for another video, so we're going to put them to the side. And you can see how easy it is just to remove the leaves from the stalks. Just slide your hands up and down them. Make sure you've got gloves on. And that one's a bit old, we're not going to use that one. But yeah, you want about a carrier bag's worth of nettle leaves. Doesn't look like a lot, but there was actually a lot more than I thought. And there's our big old saucepan. And we're going to get our knob of butter and we're going to stick that in. We're going to get that melting. Once that starts melting, we can carry on with the next step. So it says here, melt the butter in a large saucepan over a medium heat, which is what we're doing there. And while we do that, I'm going to fill the kettle up because we're going to make some chicken stock with stock cubes. So it's starting to melt a little bit longer, and I'm going to add the onions. There we go, it should have been melted now. A little bit of editing, make time hurry up. And here's the creme fraiche that we're going to be using, the lighter creme fraiche, or creme fraiche, however you say it. I call it creme fraiche. So there we go, getting that butter going. So we're going to get our mixture of onion and garlic. We're going to get it in that butter and we're going to let it cook or sweat rather off for about 5 minutes or so. So just get the spoon and get that all in there. That lovely. Tell you what, it smells lovely when that garlic and onion hits the pan. And I like to use a red onion because I feel they're sweeter. And because I had small red onions, I used a couple of onions, and I did use actual 4 cloves of garlic in this one, and the smell was lovely. You go give it a little mix up, and then let it sweat off for a bit, for 5 minutes. Now, it says to pour in the stock and bring to a simmer for 5 minutes but what I did is I added the potatoes just to get them started, heated up while I make the stock. You can see just in the corner of the screen there, I've started to fill the jug up with boiling water. I'm going to chuck in a couple of the stock cubes, give that a little mixy mix, make sure it's not burning. Take it off the heat, turn the heat down just a little bit because I put it up on a high heat instead of a medium heat. That's my bad, but I was keeping an eye on it so it wasn't too bad. So we've got the stock just finishing being made up there. Give it a little whisk. Like I said, that is 2 litres of, I used chicken stock because I like the taste of chicken stock. So, but if you're vegetarian, obviously don't use chicken stock, you can use vegetable stock as well. And there we go, just pour that in, give it a little mix, mixy mix. There we go. So in this recipe it says after we've sweated the garlic to pour in the stock and add the potato, let it simmer and soften for about 5 minutes or until the potato can be squashed easily against the side of the pan. And then to add the nettles, just get them in there, push them down so you can get them all in. That's it, push them in. I didn't use all the nettles that I had on the side there, so I thought I had too many in there, and turns out I was right. I done more than a carrier bag's worth. So get them in there. Give it a little stir. Start getting them nettles in there. Get it all mixed up with the onion and the garlic and the potato. I'll tell you what, the smell coming off this pan was absolutely wonderful. Put the lid on and let it simmer away for about another 5 minutes or so. And it does say to let it cool, but just for the purposes of the video and because I was being impatient, we're going to just take it off the heat. We've turned the heat down as well. So, and then we're just going to blend it up. And this is another attachment to that new chopper that I got from Lidl's. It had 3 attachments. It had the blend, it had a whisk, and it had the chop. And it seems to be working really, really well. So I'll turn that off. I have to give it a little blend. And don't forget to add your salt and pepper at this point as well, which I did. There you go, the creme fraiche. Now this was only a small pot of creme fraiche, and it says to add 6 teaspoons. Give it a little mix up. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So yeah, it was only a small pot. Now get the old blender back out, blend it up so it looks nice and smooth, and the colour will change from a sort of darky military style green to a slightly lighter nettle green. I haven't frozen here, I'm just holding it at an angle and letting it chew everything up. Here we go. Give it a nice little blend. And once you've done that, you should unplug your tools and put them away. And you just let that cook for a little reheat. Make sure it doesn't boil. There we go. We're gonna get a little piece of bread out just to try and dip it. I'll show you what I mean by the colour. But it's a nice pastel-y green colour. The colour was putting me off a little bit, but then I tried it and I was like, actually, that's not that bad. Yeah, so that's nettle soup. You can eat this hot or cold, so you can have it during the summer, you can have it during the winter, and I say you can have it all season long, because once you've prepared it, when the nettles are in season, you can put it in your little Ziploc bag, flatten it out and put it in the freezer, because it freezes really well, and then you can just reheat that as and when you need it. And as you can see, despite me being a bit worried that it's going to sting in my throat, because I didn't know much about stinging nettles, and this is my first time trying it, I was quite surprised, and I kept eating and eating it with the bread. It was very, very nice. Like I said at the beginning, it says you should add some chopped chives, and I quite agree. I think that's what was missing out of the whole soup experience. At the time, I couldn't quite put my finger on what was missing, because I chose to ignore the chives bit, but I reckon the chives would have given it that extra something. But as you can see, I was a bit dubious, but I'm still eating, and I keep going back and dipping. And the next day, my kids actually had it for breakfast with some scrambled egg and some toast, and they said it was okay. And my youngest son wanted it again for dinner, but with eggs. So yeah, nettle soup is a winner in my book. Definitely something I have to try again, maybe with the chives in as well. So it gets a thumbs up from me. Don't forget to check out Mad Dog's Adventures. You see merch I'm wearing there. He was nice enough to send it to me, so don't forget to check it out. Mad Dog. You'll find him on Instagram. You'll find him on Facebook. Facebook, YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Find us all over social media, and just help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Thumbs up from me. I'll see you later.